Hi, this is Flip Nicklin. Welcome to Humpback Chronicles. Today I'm going to talk about another single picture. And in this case, it's a picture taken in the high Arctic almost 30 years ago, and a picture that had no planning at all, just something that happened and happened very quickly and in a very exciting way. It's a picture of a bowhead whale in the high Arctic. This is an animal I never expected to see, much less photograph, when I began my career in the late 1970s. I was working with Dr. Kerry Finley in Isabella Bay on the east coast of Baffin Island in the high Arctic. I had actually worked with Kerry before and was successful taking an underwater picture of a bowhead in 1991, and that led to doing a whole story, or trying to do a whole story on bowheads, and that's why I was back up there in the mid-1990s. At this point, I knew that bowheads were very interesting, very tough to approach. I knew this from Kerry and from my own experience, so we went up with special kayaks that year that were had outriggers, were very stable, and even had little trolling motors, electric motors, to try and quietly approach the animals. We were working from and diving from these kayaks, getting dressed in them, free diving using dry suits with big camera gear, something that seems it's hard to imagine me doing it today, but at the time we were young, and it had worked a couple times with narwhals and belugas and with some other species. I was using Nikon film cameras in bed housings with large domes, and it was still almost a decade before I'd switch over to digital cameras. And for you people who didn't shoot film, again realizing you only have 36 frames, where you've got to take the rig apart, change film, and do all that without dripping water into the housing out on that small kayak. We had two boats. Kerry's yellow boat was more of a high-performance, single-person boat. Mine was a two-man kayak. I really needed someone else to help with the paddling and stuff if I was going to get in the water, and someone to help me get back in when I was done shooting. Yeah, Kerry's boat had the scientific gear, the recording gear, hydrophones, things to do his part. I was the photo boat. We were sort of still testing the boats, seeing if we were going to be able to get close to these very timid whales, when all of a sudden one decided it was going to get close to us instead. Very close. And actually we had whales coming up curious about both of the kayaks at the same time. So Kerry Finley is being lifted up on the head of a bowhead whale at the same time when pushing my boat around, and I'm trying to shoot pictures over my shoulder of Kerry and not get too excited about the whale playing with my boat. It was one of those situations where you wouldn't see any film for weeks and didn't really know what you got. And at the end point of that very frantic couple minutes, or maybe just seconds, it ended up to being one of my favorite pictures, and certainly one of my favorite stories over time. And for me, it's certainly one of those situations where moments of excitement led to pictures that have memories that will last me forever. Thanks again for coming along, and thank you very much for your support. Bye-bye.